Now, more houses along the coastline at Glife within the Ablikuma West municipality have been washed away by strong waves from the sea. Last week, about 7 houses collapsed as a result of the devastating sea erosion in the area, exposing the only health facility in the area as the next in line. Manuel Coranting, reporter, this is back in the community for an update on the situation. Let's go live now to Manuel.
Great. So in just about 24 hours, close to 3 more houses have been demolished here at the shoreline at Glife. Indeed, the people here are left distressed and, stranded. For most of them, they are having to loiter around, spend the night in the open air at the mercy of the weather. Themselves, their children, their wives, or even husbands all together. I'm not going to do the talking. I'm going to take you through to speak to some of the residents here who, are facing this particular challenge. In the past 24 hours to 48 hours, we've been reporting to you about how devastating the sea erosion here at the shoreline at Glife has been. This old lady is one of the victims, and she's been telling me off camera about how she's been spending the night. Ni insure kumochu engbenyewo
ami bia na yan storm e ga sure kumochu efen embe ko kama wo yan storm o won pa fa e ko ni anya face the face awo ko ni won wanya wo ngmulo po wakala no wanya wo
she te balete ni nye bia ni insure kumonye ni bi nye bia lolo
face insure ya shon dan wo ba bia o ba ko insure dan o ba yi shi dan o ba yin ke ya dan o ba ni na insure she na born ke see defense and na ka wa he ko na she ko ni pressure ba kan wo no e bia ndeka ko mo tuji
ko dan je nyoyi
me ya na 80
ana 80 o hi bia da for bo bia no yo
o da bi wo ya ko dan wo fe ne dan wo ba bi
wo hi bia afi ne
oh wo ya bia man ko ka more than 7 years to 8 years kaya.
And so she's been telling me that they've been living here for about 8 years or so, and that the sea has taken down their house, and so now she lives in a store which is right ahead of this particular point, and she lives there. And this lady also has a baby. Of an obilenya.
4 years.
4 months.
4 months.
Obilena 4 months. So one go
Ofane watu kumo bia ne wo be nu wo hye. Bia ne watu kumo be nu wo.
Ye twa kumo ye be ni be kan no hien le ngbe ne kele wo.
Wo hye agba nu wo kan wo.
Hye agba ngbe. So she's been telling me that they have to, put up a tent to pass the night at the mercy of the weather, together with this baby she's holding, a 4-month-old baby, right here at the shoreline of the Glife area. I'm going to move around because I've seen now that just in the past couple of minutes that we arrived here, there's, an excavator that is carrying some of the rocks and then some of the boulders and putting them just across the shoreline, something the semblance of a temporary, protection for them. And what be any nyon can a mini about our near
1 town affair take a wow. There no 1 town affair. She won't be 1 puffer, ya fair take a wow.
And so that's what she's saying. So she's been telling me that they are hoping that as they've started, they'll continue with the polders that they are lining up right across this point, so that it becomes, some protective shield for them against the violent waves. But now, though, there's an issue that we reported to you in the past couple of days, the issue of sand winning, and I was seeing some blocks have been molded here. We're told, in fact, what we gather is that they use the sand right from the shore to mold the blocks. That's something that the contractor has been telling us off, a camera, that is an issue that's disturbing the progress of the work. We'll try and get some responses to that. But I see, a crowd gathering right ahead of me, and as I get a bit closer to the area, try to speak to a few of them to get a sense of how really the situation has been in the past couple of days since we moved away from here and brought you that story of the sea erosion situation here at Gliffey. And so at this side of town, the women, the children, really are the ones who are bearing the brunt of the waves. Let me speak to some of the gentlemen who are here and gathering around. I remember this gentleman from about a week ago when we were here. In Nake, yani wakabo say I've been kukra.
It tells you like every blessed day, Nuchumo, ensure if it in Kenya, and that is the main reason why. That is the main reason why we are also fighting for this protection. That is the main reason why every blessed day ensure a fight, a destroy any be okay. I feel no koya immediately, but we don't know what to say. The whole town will just go off.
But he's been saying that the room where he used to live is being totally torn down, and this is in just less than a week since we visited the area.
Biane Paco on Taekolo or each of Angme. Inga can be ama peto me. In the Munka Jena Mun impeto Nyanjonakano. We are now arranging for a new place, new room. Until this thing will just pass, we don't know. We can't survive there.
So he's one of the victims here. As you heard him say, he says, "Wopeto man." That's in God translates as they just hang around wherever that they can find. He says his wife and child hang around somewhere. He also hangs around somewhere until day breaks, and then they continue their journey in search of a new place they can call home. That's what he's been saying. Let me talk to this gentleman also. Ofane bon oyabieko.
Ofane.
Any biane. Nibi if insure ekumo tudie ke otu eku
ofane mi no enyo na eku recently no
maybe
recently no da mbafi ne ke temporary one she no e wa o won tani am fe no boy can mbafi temporary po am fe le e papa o e ja can sure always September ne ke we say e ya nwe wo ke wo no she ke am ba no ka market this is how insure you am smart about we she can about to no no wo twa am mbafi a won ko she ba o wa ja ka wo chuji enkumo bia ne nkabo yo ne sane ko nwene ma ya ne twumo she ni no aka am fe ni e wo sa sane ma ko no ni ya no da ne ma fe ni ma ya ne twumo
aka shia ke ba ke kenyen low here na ke blocks e kumejole Germany are floor blocks
ofana ma we no ko fie ye any blocks e jole je Germany okay imbe Germany she ko otehin a few Germany yo mi na ken ya so mo kemba 10 o'clock me Frank Nana wo obanyo chonsho na we ko by 3 o'clock allow 4 down ne ko instead of ni oba wo because of was more about load ni na she ene efetumo insure ekeba ni wo Germany ken sure keba be ba lo wo makpa me fa me na me po min ke contractor ke ko after le eja ke e wa wo NFA after ni ko no water na afia wo me pa contractor fa ke ba asmo ko square FTA blog ni oje ko no che e ba ni e ka e radile ake mini woni FTA blog ko no wo yo work ele.
And so he was just answering a question about an issue of sand winning, which came up in that earlier report we showed to you in the past couple of days. But fortunately, just like I said, in the past couple of minutes that we arrived here, the project manager here at the site, together with a few of his officers, have arrived in. As you can see, the excavators working now. He's just joining me for a brief, comment on this. Sir, grateful that you could speak to us here on JoyNews, sir. Tell me, really, how has the situation, how and why has the situation been allowed to degenerate up until this point?
We see normally sea waves are extremely high in August and September. And then with the global warming, the waves are even higher. We could see in other European countries how the sea is causing havoc. So that has increased the wave height and the erosion of the area which we have been contracted to operate. So what we are doing now is we have to eliminate or minimize the effect of the erosion. So if you could see, I've arranged some boulders, big boulders, parallel to the beach. That is to minimize the erosion while we are doing the construction. But what is happening is because of the extremely high waves, still the effect is not so much felt. But the other thing which is worrying me is, as with the construction is going on, the sand is building up. But the inhabitants here are winning the sand. There were instances when I came in the afternoon, they were using tricycles to take the sand. I used my pickup to block them. They organized themselves, then pushed my pickup away, and then they went away. They nearly even beat my driver. A fellow worker also, when he asked them to stop the sand winning, they asked him whether he had brought it from Keta. And sometimes in the night, they call me that the people are winning sand. I've talked to the assemblyman, to the MCE, and then to the chiefs and the inhabitants around. But finally, what happens is, when you go along the line, you see that it is relatives of the chiefs, and then those living along the beach who have been winning the sand, and it's not helping me.
I understand the point that you just made, but this project was supposed to have been completed in 2019. We're in 2021, almost 2 years since then. How is it that you have not completed? I mean, if you're completed, we'll not be talking about what you're talking about.
Okay, thank you. What happens is we have been awarded a contract to make a revetment of 2 kilometers. And the revetment is a parallel wall to the beach. So wherever we reach, if they are fishermen, they cannot have access to the sea. So they approached me and I said, there's nothing I can do. I'm a contractor. They have to see they are parliamentarian. They go to Works and Housing. And then it's Works and Housing who ask the consultants to solve the problem for them. So we're there when the consultant asked us to stop at 1.6 kilometers and change for another design, which is a groin. They asked us to make 2 groins. The groin is a structure which goes into the sea.
Well, that's Manuel Kranting there reporting on the situation at Glefe. There's certainly more to that, and we'll be bringing you updates in a subsequent bulletins. But right now, though, we're taking a break on News Desk to bring you business news. Do stay tuned in.